When it comes to understanding the blue frog difference, there's a few things we have to consider, specifically what it means to have a blue frog experience at a local level. Understanding our goal is to create a consistent, enchanting experience for the customer so that we can provide the optimal opportunity for our team and enrich our customers' lives. So let's focus on these words, specifically optimal opportunity. First and foremost, we know that in the service space, plumbers are hard to find. Good plumbers are even harder to find. So to create an optimal opportunity, we have to be able to offer the best money, the best 401k, healthcare benefits packages, great time solutions, and upward mobility and advancement opportunity for us to be able to attract the best and develop the brightest plumbers in the area. So then we look at the goal of each Blue Frog location. Well, the goal is to build a culture of premium plumbing service that consistently exceeds customer expectations. So let's break this down a little bit. Why plumbing? Current estimates show that the industry nationwide is $104 billion. The New York Times estimates that by the year 2022, that'll increase by 21%, compared to a relatively static 11% for all other industries nationally. The last component is that it's recession resistant, not necessarily recession proof, but when it comes to plumbing, it is a need, not just a want. Looking then at service, one of the things we focus on is service specifically, not new construction. Reason being is that new construction can often take a long time to get your money, and often the margins can be tough. Secondarily, when it comes to residential versus commercial, we're not waiting for long-term pay. This is a cash-based business. And the reason we focus on service is because you have the ability in service to build value based around an experience that the customer has. As opposed to in commercial space or new construction space, experience that the customer has doesn't come too much into play when perceiving value. So let's look at some of the support team for the Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain staff. Gary Finley is the CEO, and he's been part of multiple successful companies from the beginnings of growing Curves International through over 20 brands over the past 25 years. He's been focused on building franchise business success. And James Walker, as the Chief Operating Officer, has over 10 years of industry-specific executive experience building and growing service-based franchise brands, along with Thomas Doherty as the Vice President of Sales, who has extensive history in building and growth of sales processes for service brands, both franchise and private. Robin Wilcox has extensive history in building business implementation models and working with owners to build into the solutions of not just what to do, but how to do it well. While Jack Pruitt has an extensive history not only in running his own multi-million-dollar plumbing company, but also in working with the brightest and the best franchising companies nationally to grow their business model. While Kurt Hurley, as the VP of Marketing, has extensive experience in building plumbing companies from $7 million to over $15 million with his marketing expertise. And alongside the operations team, we have a great franchise development team as well. Matt Reeves and Whit Shepard, both as franchise development directors, have each more than 10 years experience in working in the franchise service space, helping business prospects invest into service-based franchises. While Todd Bingham, as the Vice President of Franchise Development, worked for a franchise consulting company in Louisville, Kentucky for 10 years, serving in various roles from technology to executive leadership. That being said, one of the things that we face when it comes to entering the service space is that there's often a difference between an entrepreneur coming into the space and a plumber. Our issue is that often an entrepreneur has the business acumen, someone who's built companies before, who understands management, who understands creating culture and how things work. They often also have the working capital to get a small business up and running quickly. A plumber, on the other hand, has the all-important plumbing license. They often have business inertia. And business inertia means the ongoing continuation of customers calling you as their plumbing provider of choice. Our single biggest issue is that often these two identities do not reside in the same person. Plumbers are often so heavily invested into building their business that they don't have time to work on the business. While they have business inertia, they often don't have the leadership skills required to build a culture that works not just well, but excellently, apart from them being in the business. The entrepreneur, on the other hand, doesn't have an ability to go on one job without that plumbing license, and they also don't have that customer base of business from which to drive the majority of their profitability. Now, at BlueFrog, we have addressed that solution head on with April Barnett, our business qualifier, who has years of experience reaching into markets, evaluating prospects, seeing which ones of those might be interested in leasing their license, selling their company, or coming to work for entrepreneurs, so that we can make the marriage between an entrepreneur who comes in with a business model mindset and the plumber who has that licensure and also the business inertia to be able to build the optimal business in a quick amount of time. Upon coming into the BlueFrog family, one of the first things we do is create a pro forma budget. Second, we help you navigate the 6 stages of growth, knowing that within every single plumbing business, there's basically 6 stages of growth. There are pain points and growth points that need to be implemented in order to move to the next stage. Things to look out for and things to do quickly so that you're not held hostage to the problems that stage presents. Next, we help you understand fully the BlueFrog business model. We have a comprehensive restore training, which is our frontline process to engage the customer in that consistent, enchanting experience. And then we help you develop Service Titan proficiency. And then you work specifically with Robin on your fast start process to implement your task checklist, to dive deep into making sure that all of your T's are crossed and I's are dotted on your business model and infrastructure, and putting all of the resources into play inside your BlueFrog business. Next, you work with your franchise consultants and staff to have consistent business traction review. Next, as part of ongoing audio and video and in-person training, the CSP or customer service professional is trained on the processes that help make sure that not only in receiving calls, but also in dispatching them, they're effective and efficient at what they do. We also have developed a 52-week proprietary training process that helps develop your team through 5 to 10-minute videos with discussion notes that you can facilitate a conversation on your team about what you just saw. We also have extensive leadership training that's industry-specific but business-focused on helping the leaders in these brands develop their team and learning how to grow their own capabilities and creating a culture that allows their people to go out and deliver that consistent, enchanting experience. We also have a national podcast called The Plumbing Professional. Finally, we have on-site support as needed to help you build not just by yourself, but with us hand in hand alongside you, your team, your processes, and help you understand real time what it means to build your best BlueFrog business. So as we round towards home, first, we need to have a plumbing license. It's just that simple. We've already addressed that with April and the role that she plays, but also that's a key component to your success. Second, you have to have prospects. You need to be able to understand whether or not we can bring to the table the prospects that you need to hit a profitable business. Third, the process. Is the process in place that allows you to proficiently and effectively hit that consistent, enchanting customer experience at a profitable price point that allows your team, your customers, and yourself to hit the goals that each of you have? The fourth component is the professional. These aren't business owners. These are business professionals. Strictly speaking, John Maxwell's law of the lid is typically the problem that we face when it comes to finding business professionals who are great at building a culture of effective business implementation. One of the single biggest things that we find is that though you might have the great processes and prospects calling you, and even have a plumbing license, it's not just whether you've got those 3 things in place, but whether you're adept at building a culture by which people take those components and build your best business. These first 3 are what you're evaluating about us. Are we able to attach you to plumbing prospects? Can we attach you to customer prospects? Do we have the process in place to get you where you want to go? We hope that in the process with us, you find out whether or not we're able to deliver on those promises. We're looking at you. Are you the type of business professional that can come in with the business acumen and also the financial wherewithal to not only be able to invest into building a business, but do it in such a way that it becomes the optimal opportunity, the culture of choice, the place that plumbers want to come work? As part of this mutual evaluation process, we are strategic partners in going into your market and developing the brand that customers want to be a part of when it comes to their plumbing professional experience. We're excited to start this conversation with you, and as you look to find out more about us, continue to let us know about your strengths and your weaknesses so we can look at ways to address those in building your best plumbing opportunity. If you have any questions, reach out to your franchise developer or reach back out to anyone in the office staff, as we're more than willing to talk and have a conversation about what mutually beneficial opportunities might be there for both of us. Have an awesome day, and we'll look forward to talking with you soon.